Interesting facts about Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench is the deepest part of the world's oceans and is located in the western Pacific Ocean. Here are some key facts about it. Depth. The Mariana Trench's deepest point is known as the Challenger Deep, which plunges about 36,000 feet, 10,994 meters below sea level. This makes it deeper than Mount Everest is tall. Location. It is situated east of the Mariana Islands, an arc of volcanic islands that are part of the U.S. territory. Geological formation. The trench is formed by a subduction zone where the Pacific Plate is being forced beneath the smaller Mariana Plate. This geological activity creates the extreme depth of the trench. Pressure. At the bottom of the trench, the pressure is over 1,000 times the standard atmospheric pressure at sea level. It is roughly 8 tons per square inch. Exploration. Only a few manned missions have ventured to the bottom of the trench. One of the most notable was by oceanographer Jacques Piccard and U.S. Navy Lieutenant Don Walsh in 1960. In 2012, film director James Cameron made a solo dive to the bottom in the submersible deep-sea Challenger. Marine life. Despite the extreme conditions, life exists in the trench. Various organisms like giant amoebas, xenophyophores, and other extremophiles thrive in its depths. Scientists have found bacteria that live in symbiosis with other animals, as well as shrimp-like creatures and unique fish species. Unique environment. The trench hosts hydrothermal vents and mud volcanoes. These environments are rich in unique chemicals that support a specialized ecosystem, including tube worms, clams, and chemosynthetic bacteria. Scientific interest. The Mariana Trench is a site of ongoing scientific research to understand deep-sea ecosystems, the limits of life on Earth, and the trench's role in geophysical processes like plate tectonics. Protected area. In 2009, the Mariana Trench Marine National Monument was established by the United States to protect the area, covering over 95,000 square miles, 246,050 kilometers of ocean surrounding the trench. The Mariana Trench remains one of the least explored places on Earth due to its remoteness and extreme conditions. How many has reached the depth of Mariana Trench? As of recent records, only a handful of people have reached the deepest part of the Mariana Trench, known as the Challenger Deep. Here's a summary of the key manned dives to the bottom. 1960, Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh. The first ever manned descent to Challenger Deep was made by Swiss oceanographer Jacques Piccard and U.S. Navy Lieutenant Don Walsh in the bathyscaphe Trieste. They reached a depth of 10,916 meters, 35,814 feet. 2012, James Cameron. The renowned filmmaker and explorer James Cameron made a historic solo dive in the submersible deep-sea Challenger. He reached a depth of about 10,908 meters, 35,787 feet, becoming the first person to do a solo dive to the bottom. 2019, Victor Vescovo, an American explorer and retired naval officer. Victor Vescovo made several dives to Challenger Deep using a submersible called DSV limiting factor. In May 2019, he reached a new record depth of 10,928 meters, 35,853 feet, becoming the deepest dive in history. Additional dives in 2020. Vescovo led more missions to Challenger Deep with passengers, marking the first time private individuals and scientists could descend to the trench's depths. In one dive, Kathy Sullivan, a former NASA astronaut, became the first woman to reach Challenger Deep. Overall, as of 2020, only about 20 people, including pilots and passengers, have reached the bottom of the Mariana Trench, making it one of the most exclusive and challenging destinations on Earth. How did a plastic reach Mariana Trench? Plastic pollution has made its way even to the deepest parts of the ocean, including the Mariana Trench, primarily due to the following processes. Plastic transport, ocean currents and gyres. Large systems of circulating ocean currents play a significant role in transporting plastic debris across vast distances. Plastic waste can be swept from coastlines or dumped into the ocean and carried by these currents. Global reach. This movement allows plastic waste from faraway regions to eventually reach deep ocean environments like the Mariana Trench. Plastic density. Some plastics, particularly those that are heavier or become weighted down by marine organisms, algae, or debris, can sink to the ocean floor. Microplastics and other types of plastics may get trapped in sinking organic material, like dead marine animals, a process known as the marine snow. Degradation. As plastic degrades due to sunlight or other factors, fragments break off and become smaller. Over time, these microplastics and smaller plastic fragments can reach deeper parts of the ocean and settle in trenches like the Mariana Trench. Fishing and marine debris. Lost or discarded fishing gear, such as nets, lines, and buoys, commonly called ghost gear, often ends up in the ocean and can be dragged down to the seabed. Some pieces of plastic found in the trench could come from this source. Pollution from shipping. Accidental dumping or improper waste disposal from ships also contributes to marine plastic pollution. Some plastic debris found in the trench may have originated from shipping routes that pass near the Pacific Ocean. Slow settling. Over time, plastic waste accumulates in the ocean, and pieces eventually find their way to deep-sea environments. The Mariana Trench, being one of the lowest points on Earth, can act as a sink where particles, including plastics, eventually settle. Marine snow. The continuous rain of organic material from surface waters, called marine snow, carries with it plastic particles, transporting them to the deepest regions of the ocean. Evidence of plastic in the Mariana Trench. Plastic bag discovery. In 2018, a plastic bag was found at a depth of nearly 11,000 meters, 36,000 feet, in the Mariana Trench. It was spotted by an unmanned submersible, making it one of the most profound instances of human impact on the ocean. Microplastic contamination. In 2019, scientists found microplastics in the guts of organisms living in the trench, including amphipods, demonstrating that plastic pollution has penetrated even the most remote ecosystems. The presence of plastic in the Mariana Trench highlights the pervasive and far-reaching nature of plastic pollution, with plastic waste now affecting even the most isolated and extreme environments on Earth. The Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the Earth's oceans, was first discovered in 1875 during the Challenger expedition, 1872 to 1876. A pioneering oceanographic expedition by the British Royal Navy. The expedition used sounding equipment to measure ocean depths, and it identified the trench in the western Pacific Ocean. However, it wasn't until later explorations that its full extent was understood. The deepest point of the Mariana Trench, known as the Challenger Deep, was named in honor of this expedition. More detailed explorations were carried out in the 20th century, including significant dives in the 1960s and more recent expeditions using advanced submersible technology.